जाना नहीं।
Diversity in the living world. Biology is the science of life forms and living processes. The living world comprises an amazing diversity of living organisms. Early man could easily perceive the difference between inanimate matter and living organisms. Early man deified some of the inanimate matter like wind, sea, fire, etc., and some among the animals and plants. A common feature of all such forms of inanimate and animate object was the sense of awe or fear they evoked. The description of living organisms, including human began much later in human history. Societies which indulged in anthropocentric view. Here, in anthropocentric view means human are considered supreme. View of biology could register limited progress in biological knowledge, systematic and monumental. Description of life forms brought in, out of necessity, detailed system or identification, nomenclature and classification. The biggest spin of such studies was the recognitions, recognitions of the sharing of similarities among living organisms, both horizontally and vertically. That all present day living organisms are related to each other and to all organisms that ever lived on this earth was a revelation which humbled man and led to cultural movement for conservation of biodiversity. In the following chapters of this unit, you will get a descriptions including classification of animals and plants from a taxonomist perspective. About Ernst Mayr, born on 5th July 1904 in Kempten, Germany. Ernst Mayr, the Harvard University evolutionary biologist who has been called the Darwin of 20th century, was one of the 100 greatest scientists of all time. Mayr joined Harvard Faculty of Arts and Science in 1953 and retired in 1975, assuming the title Alexander Agassiz Professor of Zoology Emeritus. Throughout his nearly 80-year career, his research spanned ornithology, taxonomy, zoogeography, evolution, systematic, and the history and philosophy of biology. He almost single-handedly made the origin of species diversity in the central question of evolutionary biology that it is today. He also pioneered the currently accepted definition of a biological species. Mayr was awarded the three prizes widely regarded as the Triple Crown of Biology: the Balzan Prize in 1983, the International Prize for Biology in 1994, and the Crawford Prize in 1999. Mayr died at the age of 100 in the year of 2004. Chapter 1: The Living World. How wonderful is the living world! The wide range of living types is amazing. The extraordinary habitats in which we find living organisms, be it cold mountains, deciduous forest, oceans, freshwater lakes, desert, or hot spring, leave us speechless. The beauty of a galloping horse, of the migrating bird, the valley of flowers, or the attacking shark evokes a Chapter 1: The Living World. How wonderful is the living world! The wide range of living types is amazing. The extraordinary habitats in which we find living organisms, be it cold mountains, deciduous forests, oceans, freshwater lakes, deserts, or hot springs, leave us speechless. The beauty of a galloping horse, of the migrating birds, The Valley of Flowers or the attacking shark evokes awe and deep sense of wonder. They ecological conflicts and cooperations among members of a population and among population of a community, or even the molecular traffic inside a cell make us deeply reflect on what indeed is life. This question has two implicit questions within it. The first is a technical one and seek answers to what living is as opposed to the non-living, and the second is a philosophical one and seek answers to what the purpose of life is. As scientists, we shall not attempt answering the second question. We'll try to reflect on what is living. Diversity in the living world. If you look around, you will see a large variety of living organisms, be it potted plant, insect, birds, your pets, or other animals and plants. There are also several organisms that you cannot see with your naked eye, but they are all around you. If you were to increase the area that you make observations in, the range and variety of organisms that you see would increase. Obviously, if you were to visit a dense forest, you would probably see a much greater number and kinds of living organisms in it. Each different kind of plants, animals, or organism that you see represent a species. The number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to biodiversity or the number and types of organisms present on Earth. We should remember here that as we explore new areas and even old ones, new organisms are continued being identified. As stated earlier, there are millions of plants and animals in the world. We know the plants and animals in our own area by their local names. These local names would vary from place to place, even within a country. Probably you would recognize the confusion that would be created if we did not find ways to means to talk to each other to refer to organisms we are talking about. Hence, there's a need to standardize the naming of living organisms such that a particular organism is known by the same name all over the world. This process called nomenclature. Obviously, nomenclature or naming is only possible when the organism is described correctly and we know to what organism the name is attached to. This is identification. In order to facilitate the study, number of scientists have established procedures to assign a scientific name to each known organisms. This is acceptable to biologists all over the world. For plants, scientific names are based on agreed principles and criteria, which are provided in International Code for Botanical Nomenclature (ICBN). You may ask, how are animals named? Animal taxonomists have evolved International Code of Zoological Nomenclature (ICZN). The scientific name ensures that each organism has only one name. Descriptions of any organism should enable the people in any part of the world to arrive at the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other known organisms. Biologists follow universally accepted principle to provide scientific names to known organisms. Each name has two components, the generic name and the specific epithet. This system of providing a name with two components is called binomial nomenclature. This naming system given by Carolus Linnaeus is being practiced by biologists all over the world. This naming system using a two-word format was found convenient. Let us take the example of mango to understand the way of providing scientific names better. The scientific name of a mango is written as Mangifera indica. Let us see how it is a binomial name. In this name, Mangifera represents the genus, while indica is a particular species or a specific epithet. Other universal rule of nomenclature are as follows. First, biological names are generally in Latin and written in italics. They are Latinized or derived from Latin irrespective of their origin. Second, the first word in a biological name represents the genus, while the second component denotes the specific epithet. Third, both the words in a biological name, when handwritten, are separately underlined or printed in italics to indicate their Latin origin.